Hello YouTube, Reseller Mom here. Welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to do a quick video on packaging up food and candy and food items. So today is Friday the 22nd of November and I'm going to be packaging up some candy corn to go into Amazon FBA for the football season that we got going on here. These are just some football candy corns that I found at our local drugstore this last week. Now, as always, I will always suggest that you go to Amazon and read all of their requirements before listening to anybody on YouTube, because sometimes content can be outdated or updated, etc. So, that being said, let's dive right in. This is going to be a single pack that I am turning in, and it is a single pack of Brock's football candy corn. I think it's a great time to sell the candy corn. We've got, football is in high gear right now with the Super Bowl happening in January, so I've got a few more weeks going on, and I think this will be a great time to sell it. Now, with candy and with food, there is what Amazon calls a meltable and non-meltable season. During the summer, from pretty much May to September, you'll have to look up the exact dates, but I believe it's the end of May to the beginning of September, they will not allow you to send in anything that's meltable. Be aware that this includes things like probiotics and lipsticks. Pretty much, if it's going to be stuck in the UPS truck at 100 degrees and it's going to melt, don't send it in during that time. Even if Amazon's not flagged it necessarily, that's not a good time to send those products in. But come October, everybody is sending in for the Halloween candy time, and chocolates are an amazing, category to get into all through Valentine's Day, Easter, and the holidays. Okay, so for our candy here, I went ahead and I scanned the barcode, and you can see my labeling. And I just want to, let's zoom in a bit. So some things I wanted to highlight with this in particular. You always want to cover up the barcode on your packaging. And in this instance, I covered it up right with the FBA sticker. I use Inventory Lab, and Inventory Lab will print the expiration date on the label. However, Amazon's Terms of Service says that the expiration dates need to be in 36-point font. That's where this one comes in. And this I just placed over the packaging where it was not going to be important. Obviously, I don't want to put it over the nutrition facts or maybe the ingredients, because a customer would then be irritated that they can't read whatever ingredients they are wanting to get. Now, in my opinion, people who are eating candy corn aren't really concerned with the ingredients necessarily, but being my luck, if I covered up the ingredients, they would, it'd be that one customer that really wanted to know that. So I pick up area of the packaging that is not very important for the customer to necessarily see, and that is 36-inch font done with the Dymo software. You just go into the Dymo software, you pick the FBA label, which is 30334, and then change your font to 36-point font. You want to make sure that it's not like in script or some sort of weird type of font, just, Times New Roman or something like that. And go ahead and print it out like so. So the other thing I do is when I'm covering up the barcode, I leave the packaging best by date uncovered. I could totally cover that up with my label, but I choose to make sure that that remains visible, just in case if there is any sort of question, the customer and or the Amazon employee, or if I have things returned, I have the date there, I have the date there, I have the date there. So when I'm packaging, all three of those dates should line up. Now, on this one, this is a pretty simple, easy example here. But as you are packaging up, sometimes they have a manufacturer date or some sort of lot code on your item, especially if you're doing beauty items, and you'll need to know that that manufacturer, when they produce that type of chapstick, it has a shelf life for X amount of days. And then go ahead and do that calculation in order to get your expiration date or best by date printed on there. Okay, so if I can help it, I don't cover up the expiration date. Make sure the barcode is covered. Make sure you have your font in 36-point font somewhere on there. There is no way anybody could misconstrue this type of item the way it has been labeled now. Okay, so now let's talk about maybe some more complicated scenarios. let's say you have 2 of these, and I just pulled some nuts from my personal stock. Let's say you're going to make a bundle, and you're going to make a bundle with pecan halves and with walnut halves, or even, pretend that you have 2 packages of these. If you have 2 different items, and for just example purposes, we're going to say that these are 2 different expiration dates. One is in April and one is in March. You're going to use the expiration date that comes first. So put that March date on there. Nobody is ever going to be upset if they have a longer shelf life, but you will get, problems if you use the shorter one. So go ahead and use that. That is possible. Now, when I am packaging these, in that case scenario, what I would do is I would package them so that, boy, this is really crinkly. I hope that's not picking up too much on the mic there. But I will package them so that the barcode and the barcode are smushed together. And we'll go back to this scenario. So let's say I want to put two footballs, candy corns in the same bag. I would put the other one like this so that the outer package on either side was this, and then go ahead and slide them into the bag. So that's where a variety of supplies are going to come in handy. Now, I use a bag. In that scenario, I would put the barcodes facing each other, put them in the bag, and then on the outside, I would do the same thing. I would have that 36-inch point font for the expiration date, the FBA label. I would throw on this is a set, do not separate sticker, and there you go. You don't want Amazon to get a bag full of candy and want to open up that bag and then put that into your inventory. You want to make sure that this is a set, do not separate is on the item. Okay, so that would work whether you have a bundle or multiples of the same item. Now let's say, this bag doesn't quite fit in there and you're worried that the barcode's going to show through. That's when I go ahead and I print out a variety of these labels. These are just black squares put into the label. So you go to add a shape. I have a video on this as well, but you just add a square and then you change the darkness to the blackest of the black, and I think the border is black too, and make the square as big as you can, and boom, I have a black label. So if I need to cover up that barcode, I can go ahead and use one of these black labels. I like to cut mine in half because this is about the perfect UPC code size. And I use that for a variety of things, especially with clothes where the UPC is showing through and you want to black that out. Now, with these blackouts, you can do it under the package or on top of the package. So in this case scenario, let's say I wanted to cover that up. If I had a tight enough seal, I could go ahead and put it on the outside and cover that up. But usually I put it on the product itself because sometimes it will shift around and then it becomes visible. But basically you don't want the person who is taking out and scanning in your item to scan that UPC code in some incidents. You want them to scan your FBA label, not the UPC code. Okay, so as far as supplies go, I keep a variety of poly bags in stock at all times in my office, and I use a lot of the standard sizes such as 6x8, 9x12, 8x10, 11x14, and then I have a couple of giant big ones that I use for things like pillows or stuffed animals, etc. I also keep a variety of bubble bags in store as well, in case if I feel like it needs to be bubble bagged. And then I also keep a variety of boxes. Now this one I just pulled for the video is a 6x6x4, and the same thing would go. On the outside I would have the FBA label, the 36-point font with the expiration date if it's applicable. I would put this this is a set, do not separate, and package it up. So with your product, you're going to kind of need to know whether it needs additional packaging or not. Amazon's not always going to tell you. These pecan halves are sold as halves. They're not pecan crumbles. And so this is a product that maybe I would want to wrap in some bubble wrap and then stick in a poly bag just so that they don't get beat up. If you feel like your package is flimsy and not going to survive getting shipped from your place to Amazon's place to maybe a warehouse transfer and then go out to a customer, it's got to survive a lot of banging around. Anyhow, if you don't feel like it is going to do so, you can do a variety of things, including bubble wrap, bubble bags, putting it in a box, something to ensure a little extra cushioning. But that's going to be on a product by product basis. A lot of items for me are standard doing that. If I have eyeshadows, I am going to be bubble wrapping them. Anything that is remotely breakable, I will be adding some extra bubble wrap to ensure that I don't get returns. Returns for damaged items, you know, you'll have to look and monitor your products and see why they're getting returned. And if you see a whole bunch of damages, then that's cue to you to go ahead and beef up that area of your product packaging. Anyhow, I hope this video helped you out. If you like these videos, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, specific questions, you can go ahead and leave them down below. For this product in general, these are pretty rock hard. I don't feel like they're going to get squished. Sometimes, you know, maybe if you have like marshmallows or cotton candy bags, you would want to do that. But all in all, that is what I'm doing today. I hope you guys are having a great weekend and are gearing up for Q4. Take care. So, of course, I forgot to mention just a couple little things. One is that I had blacked out with marker my FBA label just for filming purposes, nothing more. Of course, you're not going to black out your label when you send your stuff in. The second thing I want to mention is all of those expiration dates you may want to keep track of in either a Google spreadsheet or in an Excel sheet. Up to you. I don't necessarily keep track of mine unless if it's something that I know I will have a lot of stock for a long period of time and I want to keep track of that. So if it gets close to expiration time, you may want to, you know, adjust your prices or create a sale or something like that. If things go expired, they don't send them back to you. Same with recalled items. They just have them destroyed. So you're not going to get back expired products. They'll just be destroyed. The next thing that I just was going to show real quick is this is just another item that I'm packaging up right now, getting out the door. It's a 2-pack of toothpaste, and this is how the outside looks. I felt it needed a little bubble wrap. If you're doing creams and pastes, you have to have 2 different types of seals. And so I wanted to make sure the toothpaste was sealed and then it's wrapped in a little bit of bubble wrap just for packaging because I felt the cardboard was kind of flimsy, and then put into a, secure poly bag here. And then I've got my FBA label, a do not separate, and the expiration date clearly stated on there. All right, guys, take care.